Welcome back to Mass Appeal. Many of us are accumulating money in retirement accounts or with our Social Security. But here's the question: when should we start taking that money out? Well, today we have some answers because we're joined by Dylan Bond. He's the owner of Bond Financial Services, and you've got those answers. Is it clear cut?
Yeah, I don't think anything's clear cut when it comes to financial services. No, it's based on the individual or the couple's circumstances. So that's why it's so important to sit down with somebody and get to know them first before we start talking about what we might recommend or not recommend.
But the big buzz term here, it's required minimum distribution. So what does that mean for everybody out there who just has no idea?
Right. So we've been talking a lot over the weeks of different tax-deferred accounts like 401ks and IRAs and 457s and so on and so forth. Well, something magical happens when we turn 70 and a half. And what that is even if we don't need the money out of those tax-deferred accounts, the IRS requires that we start taking distributions on that money. So we talk about the tax time bomb.
Yep.
Think about this. If you work 30 years and all you do is accumulate money in your tax-deferred accounts, and then you don't really need that money going forward into retirement, and it grows and grows and grows, by the time you turn 70 and a half, they're going to start forcing you to take money out year after year after year.
So that's the date. It's 70 and a half. Because a lot of people, you know, me, I'm a pretty passive investor. I've got that 401k going, and I'm probably not going to touch it until I'm older. But if I wait, when I hit 70 and a half, I'm going to have to start taking money out of that account.
You're going to have to take it out. And again, for people that are getting pensions or might be self-employed and continue to work, it becomes a bigger deal because obviously if you're earning a pension, that's going to put you in a tax bracket that's higher than most because you're already going to have that amount of income coming in every year for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. So if you're building that tax-deferred account value up and up and up, and you don't diffuse that prior to getting to 70 and a half, then they're going to start forcing more money out, and you could potentially end up in a higher tax bracket.
So that's why people need to see you, someone like you, because what you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, you have all this money, so you don't want to hit that tax time bomb. What you're going to have to do is come out with different vehicles and pockets of money to squirrel that money away to make it so that it's not one tax bomb.
Again, it's a case-by-case basis, but some of the things you can think about is you are allowed to take the money out of your retirement accounts when you turn 59 and a half with no penalty. So if we're in a situation where we see somebody with a lot of tax-deferred money and not a lot of need for it, we might start talking about, depending on their tax bracket, we might start talking about taking some distributions at 60 going forward just to bring that out of the IRA, bring the values down, maybe convert it to a Roth IRA or do some gifting strategies to the kids or grandkids so that it doesn't hit them all at once at age 70.
See, and a lot of people out there, they don't know this information, so they need to sit down with someone and tell them. Now, if people kind of want to feel you out a little bit, they can go to one of your golf events or one of your dinners. Tell us about those.
Yeah, I try to do an educational seminar once a week, and really what I'm trying to do is get in front of as many people as I can that are 50 or older, that have questions on their retirement planning and their gifting strategies, things like that. We have one coming up at Twin Hills in Long Meadow at the golf course Monday morning. We still have a couple openings there, so if you're 50 and older, you want to put a foursome together, call George at our office, and he'll set you up there.
And not only do you get some great financial information, you get a full round of golf.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for everybody. What we're doing is we're just talking I'll talk for 45 minutes. We're going to talk about a lot of common mistakes that I see people making when they're 50 and older.
I got to interrupt. Give me one, because you're always talking about this. You've never told me one of them. I got to know one.
Okay, so you know, the first topic we talk about is the fact that living longer changes the game. Mm-hmm. What a lot of people are doing is they still have their parents' and grandparents' financial planning strategies, and the fact of the matter is life expectancies have gotten so long and interest rate environments are so low that you can no longer put all your money in the bank and live off the interest. You have to do some things different. So that's one of the things we talk about.
See, now you've teased me. Now I really want to go play some golf, but you can also do dinners too. You have some of those.
That's right. We have one coming up at Tucker's Restaurant, and that's going to be I believe Wednesday of next week. We've got a couple of openings there as well, and again, you know, for those that don't play golf, it's a good way to get out, and we do it in a non-threatening environment. We're not trying to wrestle people into the office. I'm trying to talk for about 45 minutes, get people thinking differently, and if at that point they want to meet me for a one-on-one meeting, they're more than welcome to check yes on the response form and come on in. For those people that would rather not go out to a public setting to hear what I have to say, they're more than welcome to call George, and he can set up a one-on-one meeting with us.
And that first time, it's always free.
We try not to charge fees on an ongoing basis. At the end of the day, if we come up with recommendations, whatever company we use will pay us something. So again, we're not, for most people, a financial planning fee doesn't make a lot of sense.
Because at the end of the day, too, you make your bread and butter off other people being happy. So you want them to be happy all the time.
You know, the way I see it is, if I'm going to work with somebody for the next 15 to 20 years, if I set the right expectations before we become partners in this, then there won't be any surprises going forward, and we'll have a good relationship.
Sure. And just a quick tip, everybody out there: if you're turning 70 and a half, you got to cash out. Start the process, right? Not cash out.
I'd say talk to me first. The last thing I want you all doing is cash out of your IRAs. But,
okay, misspoken.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why Dylan has the financial advice and not me.
Call George, set up a time, come in, talk about it, and we'll figure out some ideas for you.
Dylan, always a pleasure having you here. That's why we get the advice from you and not me. Hey, you can visit bondfinancialservices.net or just call 413-754-4747. Just let Dylan and his staff take steps to secure your financial future.